Yes.
You talked a little bit about how the procurement methodology that the United States uses has an impact on the quality of the
Sure.
goods coming out. Do the Russians do things differently in the procurement method that allowed them to improve their procedures better?
Yeah. The difference between the Russians, the Chinese, and the U.S. and the Europeans, right? In the U.S., we have, and it's part of it's part of our approach to spending public money, right? So in the U.S., you're spending public money, and so you have to run competitions, and which is the correct thing to do, right? And you have to give all industry an equal chance to do things. And you can't when you're spending public money, you can't necessarily do the the monetarily correct thing for the program. I mean, when I was running a commercial program, I ran it to be a successful commercial enterprise, right? So I signed up partners. They had to meet cost numbers, weight numbers. We went through the requirements, and then I didn't sign big contracts until we got the requirements all settled. The typical way the government does it is they select a guy up front before everybody understands the requirements, and the contractor hopes the government doesn't understand the requirements, so you can change the requirements and then things get all amok. Now, in Russia and China, the way they do things is they build on their success. So they typically, in a autocratic society, you don't have to worry about this, right? I mean, you're spending your country's money, but they don't. I mean, an example is when I was launching in China. I was watching the TV camera, right? And so they had a Chinese guy out there ready to take a picture. I says, well, what happens if the rocket blows up? Well, there's a bunker over here he can run in. Well, there's no way the guy's going to make it to the bunker, right? I mean, his job was to take a picture of the launch. So that's illustrative of when they go about doing things, they select an organization to do it, and then they build on that success. And if you look at the Long March, it's built by one rocket. The rocket company has been doing this for 40 years. So it's a small continuous improvement, and they build on their success. And whereas when we start a new rocket, we have to start all over, and then we start from scratch. Now, of course, they're hindered in some respects by the bureaucracy, right? I mean, so it's not all peaches and cream, but their approach is totally different. I mean, and of course we don't want that, right? We obviously don't want that for them. And so one of the things we have to do is we have to figure out a more effective way to do things.